I love walking. It's free, low impact, and boosts both your mental and physical health. I average around 8,000 steps a day, which means I'm perfectly placed to test out the latest and best walking shoes. My ideal walking shoe has great energy return, cushioning, support, and grip. In pursuit of this perfect sneaker, I've tested the best offerings from Skechers, New Balance, Nike, Hoka, and others. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 7 best walking shoes and their key feature, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. Links to all products mentioned in the video are in the description below, so let's get started. Number 7. Keen WK400. At first glance, it's obvious that Keen WK400 is the best rockered walking shoe. Yet what re-established its title is its performance in our actual walks and lab tests. It smoothly propels us forward, encouraging us to get our steps in by supporting us with a mind-blowing amount of cushioning and a robust outsole. Its striking feature is its Keen curve, similar to a rocking chair. A stiff, full-length plate sits beneath the midsole to retain its rocker shape and to stabilize our strides as we move forward. Our bend test reveals it's 60.8% more rigid than average. With its one-of-a-kind midsole, we couldn't wait to measure the cut-in-half shoe. Our caliper reveals a whopping 45.7 millimeters heel, offering generous cushioning for a zero-pain experience. Paired with a 24.3 millimeter forefoot, the drop results in a never-before-seen 21.4 millimeters. Such a high drop translates to smooth forward rolls and significantly less pressure on our lower legs. Further making the whole experience enjoyable is its softer than average and bouncy foam. Underfoot, we found a very supportive and durable lugged outsole, 12.7% harder and 2.4 millimeters thicker than the average walking shoe. All our lab results point to its toughness, which means it can handle moderate trails too. Unfortunately, it's also one of the heaviest walking shoes we've lab tested. At 13.4 ounces, 381 grams, it sits 40.1% above the average. Number 6. Hoka Bondi SR. Only one pair got us head over heels when we tested for the ultimate slip-resistant walking shoe, and that is Hoka Bondi SR. On the bottom surface, it creates an exceptional amount of friction against glassy surfaces that eradicates any chance of missteps and mishaps. Inside, it's so inviting that we never want to wear anything but Bondi. To learn more about the non-skidability of Bondi, we made contact between our durometer and the outsole. With a 73.1 HC hardness flashed on the device, we learned 2 things. It is equally soft as the average, and this allowed the shoe to cling hard on tiles and other smooth floors. Aside from the slip protection, we also got our feet a home whenever we were out racking up the distance. We once again utilized our durometer, but this time we pressed it to the midsole, giving us a 20.4 HA softness, which is 20% softer than average. We also measured the tongue's padding, and a whopping 11.1 millimeters was recorded by our caliper. Not only did it surpass the average by 177.5%, but the overall padding and cushioning rendered us more than satisfied, comfort-wise. Too bad the Bondi's upper did not emit the smoke we filled up its interior. Accordingly, we rated its breathability a 1 out of 5. So if you plan on getting Bondi, make sure to use it bearing this information. Otherwise, we recommend choosing a more air-circulated pair. Number 5. On Cloud 5. On Cloud 5 really set the mark for being an outstanding travel walking shoe, thanks to its wanderlust-ready characteristics. Testing the shoe for a considerable amount of time, we learned that it almost feels like we are walking barefoot. Natural strides, terrific airflow, and weightless trips all throughout the day. Our on-foot roam around with Cloud 5 was just exquisite because we could walk in it with little to no effort. In our lab, we found that it was certainly flexible when we subjected the shoe to bending using our digital force gauge. It hardly resisted bending at a 19.8 Newton force. This might be 10% less flexible than the average, but it granted us fluid foot motions. Even when we got out on sunny days, Cloud 5 took care of preventing or drying off sweat on our feet. We looked into it by flashing a bright light to the upper and discovered it is heavily perforated, especially around the toe box, allowing a smooth air passage. Much like air, the Cloud 5 also weighed next to nothing, as shown by our scale. It was 7.94 ounces, 225 grams, which was 12.1% lighter than others. However, we realized that Cloud 5 was more fitting for occasional travels only, and not frequent ones because it wasn't the toughest shoe we tried on. Actually, after using it for a while, we noticed wear in the toe box area. We suggest being easy on Cloud 5 or sporting a more durable shoe if you can't help being all out on your trips. Number 4. Skechers Arch Fit 2.0. Countless hours of lab and wear tests allowed us to discover the walking shoe with the best arch support. The Skechers Arch Fit 2.0. As its name suggests, our feet enjoyed the level of support this shoe brings, both in comfort and stability. It surprisingly preserves in-shoe pleasure despite its rigid elements and affordable $90 price. Our arches are well cradled inside the AF2's generous stack. Our caliper reveals above-average measurements, notably its whopping 39.2mm heel that erased any hint of the ground. To our amazement, it maintains a stable ride thanks to its non-squishy composition. Our durometer confirms it's 21.6% denser than average, preventing uneven collapsing of the foam. Allowing us to distribute our weight and secure our footing is the wide platform of the shoe, which is 114.5 by 90.9 millimeters in the forefoot and heel. Enhancing sure-footedness is the stiff midsole, which includes flex grooves in strategic areas so that it isn't too rigid. Upon counter-checking with our bend test, AF2 stands 15.7% more resilient than average. However, its lack of durability, specifically in the toe box, heel padding, and outsole, limits the shoe's lifespan. We recommend exercising caution with these areas as they demonstrated minimal resistance against our Dremel. Number 3. Hoka Transport. In our search for the best walking shoe for standing all day, we looked for a shoe that feels amazingly soft yet secure on foot. Based on our time spent in the shoe and in the lab where we thoroughly tested it, the Hoka Transport is just that. It does all this with its perfectly balanced cushioning, which comes in a very secure package. We found it perfect for spending full days on our feet. It's plush underfoot, but not squishy at all. Our lab test confirmed this. We pressed a durometer against its midsole foam, and it scored 21.9 HA, making it 23% softer than an average walking shoe while still providing a sufficiently firm platform to stand on. What seals the deal when it comes to this well-balanced cushioning is that we felt no wobbling. No wonder, given that it is 45% stiffer than the average walking shoe. We tested this with our force gauge that showed 30.4 newtons when we bent the shoe to 90 degrees. The semi-gusseted tongue and relatively stiff heel counter also helped us feel more secure in the Hoka Transport. We do not recommend Hoka Transport to those who live in warm climates. As shown in our breathability test, this shoe is less breathable than average. Hello, sweaty feet. Number 2. Allbirds Tree Runners. Allbirds Tree Runners is unparalleled in being the superior walking shoe out there, and its maximum extent functionality is what won us over. For all-day wear, work, travel, and everything in between, this walking shoe is definitely the most comfortable. As if that isn't enough of a reason, Tree Runners also stands out in sustainability and easy-to-slip-on convenience. A forever and a day didn't feel like a long time when we were in Allbirds Tree Runners. One reason we found for our painless long walks is its delightfully firm midsole. We validated what we felt through our durometer, which reflected a 29.6 HA hardness that's slightly softer than the 31.2 HA average. Another factor that got us through the day with ceaseless comfort is the shoe's breathability. While Allbirds Tree Runners only scored 3 out of 5 on our breathability test, our bright light revealed its very porous upper, which allowed our feet to feel superb airflow. Correspondingly, this shoe is also super lightweight. With a weight of 8.6 ounces, 245 grams, it is 22% lighter than average. Although our caliper measured the shoe's insole to be 7.2 millimeters, which, by the way, is 38% more cushioned than average, we still felt like it lacked arch support. That being said, we do not recommend this pair to people who require extra supportive shoes. Number 1. Nike Motiva. Motiva is Nike's first dedicated walking shoe, and it has impressed us in both lab and wear tests, emerging as our top choice among all tested walking shoes. Its standout design, luxurious cushion, smooth transitions, and robust outsole create an enjoyable walking experience. The thick, squishy cushion feels like walking on cloud 9, with a stack height of 34.9 over 25.6 millimeters, delivering exceptional comfort. Our durometer readings confirm it's 40.0% softer than average, while the wavy sole enhances compression for added underfoot protection. The pronounced rocker design offers seamless heel-to-toe transitions, supported by a midsole that is 43.1% stiffer than average. Motiva shows consistent support on both dry and wet pavements, featuring a waffle-like pattern for traction. Minimal wear was observed during testing, indicating it could endure hundreds of miles. The shoe combines a 21.4% tougher than average 92.0 HC outsole with thicker 3.0 millimeter rubber for enhanced durability. While the sole tends to crease due to its softness, we believe performance will remain unaffected, other than for heavier runners, who may experience early cushion compression. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos.